It is a first for an Asian nation. Taiwan's constitutional court has ruled in favor of gay marriage. Now, if Parliament fails to revise the country's civil code, which the court ruled unconstitutional, same-sex couples will be automatically able to register their marriages. Gay rights activists welcomed the news with joy and jubilation. The government has already promised to bring up proposals to amend existing laws or set up new ones. The case has been the subject of much opposition among conservative and religious groups who claim that it will destroy family values. Well, if Taiwan is a picture of progress for gay men, Chechnya may be a picture of the very opposite. Reports of a brutal crackdown on gay men in the Russian Republic first came to light in April. More than 100 men, gay or thought to be, held and tortured. Gay genocide is what French gay rights activists have called the brutality. Well, despite a pledge from Russian President Vladimir Putin to have authorities look into the alleged crimes, the situation has not improved for gay men. We have this report.
In Chechnya, boys and girls are brought up in line with traditional values. Sexual purity is sometimes enforced with honor killings and blood feuds. Men are supposed to be real men. And the word of local leader Ramzan Kadyrov is law. And some say these men are not real men at all. These gay Chechens are in hiding in Russia. They say their nightmare started in February. They gathered up the young men. They beat them. They tortured them with electric shocks. They starved the men. They forced them to show the contact lists on their phones. Some were killed. Others were returned to their relatives, who then murdered their own boys. Those suspected of being gay were rounded up from work or at home by Kadyrov's security forces. Hundreds of men were captured and detained in several prisons. The men claim they were given female names and forced to dance as women do. The humiliation was another form of punishment, along with brutal beatings and broken bones. We are here hiding. We're completely isolated from the rest of the world. It's difficult, and we live with the fear that Kadyrov's men could find us today or tomorrow. For some Chechen leaders, the mere suggestion that there are gay men in the region is an insult. Some, including Muslim clerics, have called for retaliation against anyone making that claim. And for the man who makes a show of his own masculinity, Kadyrov's other nemesis is also clear: journalists, including those at a leading independent Moscow newspaper, Novaya Gazeta. Reporter Yelena Meleshina broke the story on the torture of gay men in Chechnya. Seen here being presented with an award for courage, she's faced death threats and has now gone into hiding. Within the Russian Federation, a group of people with certain characteristics are currently being killed. This is a crime against humanity. I am ashamed to say this, but yes, this is happening in Russia. Reports say Russian President Vladimir Putin is not pleased with the scandal linked to his protege Kadyrov. Kremlin sources say he's promised an investigation. But for these young men, every day in hiding is a dangerous one. Until now, very few gay men have been granted a visa to travel to a Western country, their only chance to survive.
The conversation continues on The Day. You can write to me. Right there, you see the handle on Twitter. Don't forget to use the hashtag The Day. Tomorrow is another day, everyone. We'll see you then.